Texas lawmakers who represent you are about to gather in Austin for the state's 88th legislative session starting on Tuesday. It is a frantic, fast-paced political process that is unique compared to other states. Tonight, our Karen Borda on state lawmaking sessions with your elected leaders.
The best way to learn about the legislature is from the experts. We sat down with TCU political professor Jim Riddlesberger and political analyst Scott Braddock to learn the art of Texas politics.
It is a very, very manic process.
You're talking billions and billions of dollars at play.
Lots of money and relatively little time. That's the reality for lawmakers in Texas. According to the state constitution, regular legislative sessions only meet in odd-numbered years. Each session starts on the second Tuesday in January and can last up to 140 days.
The framers of the Constitution were suspicious of government in general, and particularly suspicious of government after the Civil War. The old joke is that, my gosh, it gives them fewer days to screw things up.
Each representative and senator makes $7,200 a year, plus $190 a day during sessions. The House is led by the Speaker, while the Senate is led by the Lieutenant Governor. Both positions are extremely powerful in the lawmaking process.
If a bill is going to pass the legislature, it has to be on the radar of both the Lieutenant Governor and the Speaker of the House, really almost from the first day of session.
They're controlling the flow of legislation, which bills make it to committees, which bills make it to the floor of the House and the Senate, and which bills actually see votes.
The Speaker is elected by members of the House. The Lieutenant Governor is elected statewide. He is the only full-time politician in the legislature.
He's not in a position of absolute chokehold authority, but he is probably the single entity that has more influence over the legislative session than anyone else.
About 10,000 bills are filed each session. Less than half of those will make it to the finish line.
If you don't have a person of influence to get your bill considered, it's not going to be considered.
The only bill that has to pass is the state budget. That is number one, literally, in the House and Senate. Other high-priority bills will have the lowest numbers.
In the Senate, Lieutenant Governor Patrick has set aside the first 20 bills, and in the House, the Speaker has set aside the first 30 bills. So once you start to see those actually be filed, you'll know what the priorities are.
This year is different from sessions of the past decade.
It's going to be a lovely session because we have a budget surplus.
The state is awash in money, so I think when it comes to what they're going to spend that money on, it's the question of the session.
Lawmakers are expected to have an extra $27 billion in the budget, but that extra money comes with its own challenges.
That can be one of the toughest sessions for legislators because when people are asking for resources, they don't have an excuse if they can't come up with the money.
The Texas legislative session has been called many things: a mad dash, a zoo, a circus. It's how we make laws in the Lone Star State.
If you're going to watch Texas politics, you have to do it with a sense of humor.
Karen Borda, CBS 11 News.